So it is Sunday, and it is second weekend of June, and I just finished watering everything out here, and I'm very pleased with all of the root growth. I'm actually beginning to move things from that were in more of shade, moving them from the more shadier location out into more sun. Hey Tracy. And I also removed more leaves off of the cover. Hey Nina. So that more light can get in through here. This is a 50% shade cloth that I have over here. And you can see on the sides I completely cleared away the wisteria. So as I was saying, I just finished watering all my plants, and I am very happy. I'm not happy that this bud blasted back here, but I'm happy to be getting two buds on that. That's Golden Tang. That'll be a first time bloomer for me. Hey Yoshi. So yeah, that's good news. I'm also really excited to see that spike. So today I just finished up watering, and I finished up with, whoops, just finished up with, finally repotted my Cattleya Borinjana. Noticed the new growth coming, so I just potted it in this pot. It's got lava rock in the bottom, and it's got a few stone, and it's got some bark in there as well. I filled this in more. This was just sort of sitting on top of the media. That's my dendrobium that's got a new growth here. And I repotted this Cattleya, which I think I left the tag inside, but it's Dorothy Elliott, and I noticed that new growth right there and those nice roots, so I repotted that as well. So that's what I did today, in addition to some other stuff inside with some Phalaenopsis. But I am so happy that I am seeing roots on this already, which was just mounted on there a few weeks ago. So happy about that. I am really kind of thinking, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to keep up with the watering on this plant. This plant loves water, and if I don't water this at least twice a day, it seems like, I start to get this yellowing that you're seeing. And here's another leaf right here that I'm pulling off that was yellow. This plant likes a lot of water. These come from, and this is another, but it is putting out new growths. It's putting out some new roots right there. It's just, looks like it was just yanked. Well, I'm putting more and more outside. Hopefully that'll stay up like that. These like shade and water, shade and lots of water. But yeah, this is the yellowing that I was getting that I really didn't like. But other than that, it is putting out new roots, like I said. So I can't be all the way upset about it. And that is my, I already said, it's Flickingeria Scopa. And I'm going to need some advice on this from Denise. Is it really? It must be. So do you know anything about Flickingeria? Or are you just being sarcastic? But it could be a bog. I mean, it's totally, looks like it's been yanked out of the ground that had just tree fern. Let me put this in some water. So yeah, I'm glad that I got all that done. Um, what else is going on? This bud still hasn't opened yet, which is okay. Yeah, it does seem like it to me. And this, I was worried about. This is the same thing. This is my Angraecum compactum, and you can see how that leaf is yellowing, and there's another one. Well, I pulled it off already this morning. But at the same time, this does like water. I mean, I've already watered it once, and I'm going to water it again because I don't want to lose these plants. I know these get a lot of water in nature, and I've been looking to see if there's any new growths happening. Not growths, but new leaves. And honestly, I think there is a new leaf coming out. Well, that looks like a new leaf down there on that little baby. Yeah, there's a new leaf there. That's not a new leaf. But yeah, these like a lot of water. This one in particular and that bog orchid over there, the flickingeria. I have to water it at least 2 or 3 times a day. So, or else. But things are looking pretty okay. Oh, that's one thing that I forgot to water. I got to water that. But everything else has been watered. Everything else. What's going on over here? Let me pull this out because I keep forgetting about this plant. This is my Dendrobium mean honey drop. And it put out that bloom for me, which was over here. And since then, it's been putting up, well, it looks like I knocked that off, but it's putting up little nubbins. It's got a new growth here. But yeah, I suppose those are kikis. Look, there's a kiki on top of the spike, if you can see that. It's a nubbin coming out there from the spike. And there's one at the top of the pseudobulb. So I'm not quite sure what this plant is doing. Maybe those are just kikis coming out. I suppose it could be. Let me put it back here where it belongs. I did move my Linford, not my Linford, my longer calcar back here on that ledge. Having it down here, which I need to show this as well, which is another surprise. But having it here is just makes it easier to get water in the areas where I don't need it. Being the areas like in here, in here. So I have it kind of propped up against this branch. It's not really leaning that much, but I'm hoping that it will do better in that position. It will definitely get more light, which it needs. You can see by the color of the leaves as compared to that. So, but yeah, I am really hoping that that makes it through. I am going to cry if it doesn't, but you know, how can I really? I've got so much. I really do. I mean, another yellow lean leaf that is kind of concerning, but I just can't be all that concerned with it. I'm really happy with my Ilens. The 3 new growths are just fantastic. And this is the latest new growth, which has a spike on it. And those are the flowers, flower buds. As is, that's flower buds. It's another spike. This is still just amazingly beautiful. More and more every day. I mean, it's starting to look like Halloween. that golden orange. And this is another one. And that's still progressing. My area, the spike on that. Buds are fattening up more on Toshioki. This is still just beautiful. Hey there. So yeah, this is my Phalaenopsis wall as it is right now. I've got my Mock Chow Yu back up there, repotted after it fell down and fell out of the pot. This is my species, which looks like it's getting another leaf there, which is great. All of these are freshly repotted. I think that's, yeah, there's a new leaf down there, but looks like the spike that it had when I got it is going to die. You can see it yellowing off. Okay, that's okay. Hopefully I'll get another couple flowers on that. That's so fragrant. And I actually repotted this again. This is my Foul Fantastic, this Corona Cervi. I chopped the bottom half of the plant off because it was sticking so much out of the pot, and lowered it into this pot and got rid of all those other dead spikes. I haven't got rid of that one yet, but looks like this, you can see how this is dead all the way up to there. But it does look like this is pushing out, like it's trying to bloom. I don't understand how it can on a dead cane, but there is a cane under here that is alive, so that's good. What else did I do? There's my Hieroglyphica that's up there. I finally moved it up there. And this is looking really good right now. This is my Guatemalensis, my OJ. I still have that one bud over there that has yet to open, but this cluster finally burst through. It's not really looking so orange as it is at this moment. I mean, I guess it could be orange, but it's still a lovely thing. And I still have this this spike right here. This sheath is opening right now. So yay. Maybe looks like that one right there is bursting out. So we will see what happens. Yeah, it's kind of late for Guatemalensis for me, I think. They usually are already bloomed out by now. Yeah, so this is really, really late. Really late. Maybe perhaps because I had repotted it in February, and it had these sheaths on the plant when I repotted it, because it was coming out of it was just haggard looking. And my other ones had already bloomed, and so I thought, well, if it's not going to bloom, I might as well repot it. And well, look, it's pushing forth. So yay. That spike is still, I guess it's still growing. This also gets watered every day. And this up here is my Dimorphorchis, which it gets watered every day. Still in bud, getting a lot more closer to blooming. That's my Alba Leptotes by color. Get that stick out of there. But yeah, I still have that to do. I haven't done everything. After I do this video, I'm going to vacuum that area down there, the window sills, the shelf. I really need to do something with all of these freaking pots. I mean, it's like I have started throwing them away now instead of just saving them. But I mean, I even saved the shards, because at one time I was putting the shards in the bottom of the pot to cover up the hole, like such, before I discovered rocks and lava rock. And I need to throw all that away. So yeah, It's a work in progress, but it's getting there, and I need to really do these windows. That's my, once I get all that done, then I'm going to start doing the windows inside and out. So I'll have to, and I have somebody come in to fix my ceiling fan. So it's getting together. Then my next project will be the floor. That's probably going to be next year because I'm going to have to take all this up, and I don't even know how it's going to physically be done. With well, I'll just have to do it. Get my plants out of here somehow, because I'm going to have to probably take the whole floor out. Yeah, well, that's kind of ridiculous because you know I have so much, and there's even pots down there that are still wrapped up. But anyway, I'm sure they will get used. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. That's my favorite. That's my very first Cattleya that caught my attention as far as that I had to have in my collection. And no matter how many I kill, I will always get another one. But back to this over here that I was showing off. As I was watering yesterday, I noticed this. This is my Cimbadella, and it's a cross, Rotocilla times Falcagera. And do you see that? I think it's a new growth. I'm not sure. I had a Cimbadella rotosticta, but it came with a spike, and it never put up another one. But if that's not a spike, it's a nice, really nice, healthy growth. It's hard to see because of the sun shining, but that looks like it could be a new growth. I'm not. Yeah, it's got to be a new growth. And there's another one over here peeking out right there. So I'm very excited about that. It's always nice to see a fairly recent plant that you repot, and you really want to keep it alive because it's kind of a nice plant, and it's nice to see it putting up new growths. That means that you're doing something good, as well as like this. That's my where's the tag right here? Hawaiian wedding song, Virgin. And it literally sat dormant all winter down on that table where all my files are, sort of dormant. And now it's just coming alive. So that's a good thing. I repotted that earlier this season. Let me see what else is happening that's kind of significant. I haven't seen anything happening with this yet. I am really hoping that this comes out of whatever it was in. It had some scale, a little bit of scale. Then it had a little bit of rot. The newest growth rotted. You can see it to the left there. And then, well, it still has these growths, but this is the growth that I had from last year that never bloomed. Well, it tried to bloom, but it didn't. The spike aborted. So I'm really hoping to see some new growth coming soon. Well, thanks for saying that, Louisville. Thanks for saying that. I appreciate that. This is also doing something. This is my Lelia Lundi that it bloomed middle of winter, and then it sat dormant, waiting on the new growths. And there's new growth, there's roots. The plant does look kind of haggard, but I think that's standard. I might get it out of this pot, but for now, I'll just put that on my list. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. You're talking about this Enobulbon? Well, it's not Enobulbon anymore. It's Dendrobium munificum. I have always, well, yeah, you're right. I gave it a little bit of a winter's rest before. You're right. Not a complete rest, not a strict rest, but I gave it less of a water. So, so you're saying that I should probably not be watering it, but I repotted it over the winter. No, yeah, I repotted it in February. That's what that says. So, and it is in sphagnum moss. I don't think, yeah, it's just in sphagnum moss. Because in the summer when they're growing, they do like a lot of water. I've been told that. And a little bit less. So I'll just back off on the water. Just just let it get some rainwater. But because it has not shown me any new growth yet, unfortunately. But my Lundi is waking up, and come to think of it, it does look kind of shabby in that pot. Look, there's roots all coming out in the middle of the pot plant. I love seeing that. I love that. Even this, I was kind of giving up on this. The I can't even say it now. Well, you know what that is. Why not? Times why not? Whatever. And these get also dry rest, and you're really not supposed to do anything with these because this has Brotonia in it. You're really supposed to give it a rest. And yay, I did, and now it's just waking up. Look at those roots, they come out in mass. That's so great when you see that. And this is another thing that I'm really glad about because this is, I see these on eBay now and it's so expensive. This is my, that BC Florida Stars Spring Zine, Little Stars times Cattleya Mark Jones. Oh, did I just mess it up? No. Okay. It slipped out of my hand and I thought my finger had messed it up. But yeah, look at those roots. They're red tipped. And this was actually planted on a mount. Or maybe those roots came with the plant. But it's got two new growths coming. I see these on eBay now. They're so expensive. They're like 70 bucks for something like that. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, if you give them a little bit of water, it won't hurt them so much because they do need some. Now, when I first started growing orchids, my dumb butt, when I heard dry rest, I would literally not water them at all. And so, you know, I killed a lot of plants that way. It really was only maybe 10 years ago that I realized that when they say dry rest, it doesn't mean a complete dry rest. It is looking really good. I was actually out here trying to take pictures today because today is the day that we submit our pictures for Illinois Orchid Society, the, you know, judging and just amongst the society, not iOS judging. But it's like this side of the plant where the new spikes are coming out looks a lot better because the flowers are fresher than on this side. And plus there's this big gap in between here, so you can't really get them all in one shot. And that's just the artist in me sort of trying to frame a shot to try and include every flower. It's just difficult because these flowers on this side are better. You see what I mean? So if I turn it around, it's going to have that big gap right here, which looks terrible. Plus, you know, I shouldn't even be trying to take a picture in here anyway because you can see my pooper scooper back there. You can see my shovel, all the leaves. It just looks like junk. But you know what? I'm going to take the picture anyway. I've already done it and I'm just going to send it just like that. I don't care. They should be looking at the flowers anyway. They shouldn't be looking at my garbage. But yeah, there's two more spikes you left to open on the plant. So this is a winner, I would say. Very long bloom cycle. Very, very long bloom cycle. Yeah, it's all about the flower count anyway. So, and I counted them and it's about 50 flowers, counting even the ones that have yet to open. And it's been good because, you know, it seems to me like even down to the end of the inflorescence, I haven't really lost any flowers. So that's great. It is still looking gorgeous. I mean, some of the flowers in here, you can see these in here are a little wilted. But the ends are definitely looking really, really good. Really pretty. Unique, I would say. Unique. That's for sure. And yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna get blooms on this as well soon. Probably still got a ways to go because you can see it's still very tight. Even this one is still very, very tight in spike, but that is more of a spike now rather than the sheath. You can see it sticking out, whereas this is still a sheath. And these are all spent sheaths. But it is possible for it to keep blooming from these sheaths if they are green. They can also put out a side sheath if it's green. I've seen that before. And there's another sheath over here. Well, I already showed you that one. But yeah, and I still have some new growths coming up back here. And here's another big one back there. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's doing okay. I mean, it's not a good looking plant. You know, you can see the leaves are just beat up. And you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of that has to do with the fact that it sits on the ground, water's dripping above it from the plants on down onto the plant. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. Plus, it is kind of top heavy, and it has a habit of flopping over. It used to. I've got it more stabilized now. But yeah, you can still see there's more growths coming up down at the base, which is great. Great, 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 because I love that plant. I really do. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about as far as this is my Epidendrum nocturnum. And it's kind of blooms the same way, not in long sheaths. These not in long. Well, it doesn't really come from a sheath, but it kind of is. But it can put up multiple growth points. There, you can see that. See, there's two. You can see there's two pieces coming out from that, and so it's put up. I know it's not focused that well. Pests bother what? Oh, the flowers. But you can see that it's got two inflorescence coming from that one area. And it even, you can see that it even put out another side inflorescence off of an already inflorescence. So it can bloom multiple times from the same from the same inflorescence as long as it's green. As long as it's green, it can put up a flower. And that's with I don't know if this flower. I don't think hey Sharon, how you doing? I'm not sure if if Parkinsonianum is like that. You'll have to let us know, Nina, whether or not it will put out another if because these are sheaths as well. I mean, I do have a sheath on the plant that's right there, and it dried up. See, it dried up when I repotted the plant, which was unfortunate. But they can still bloom from the dried sheaths. That is completely possible. So, yeah, these are down here. I'm really happy with. These are my H&R seedlings that I got from them, and I just mounted them on these little pieces of. But you can see the roots that are coming out. And on this one, it's got a new growth there, roots. And even this one, this is an Allen Black, and it's got a new growth coming out over there, and it's got roots. They're all doing really well on these mounts, and these are all freshly mounted. And in fact, some of these mounts, some of these plants were mounted on mounts that I didn't even clean up. They have roots on them from other plants. It was sort of an experiment to see if they would abort the roots, but they've grown right over those old roots. And this is another one. And this one. It's got a nice growth coming out of it. So yeah, I am very, very happy. Oh, and this one's for Sharon. That's my, you know who that is. That's Kiko Sato that I just mounted on there, and it's already got its big fat roots on the mount. So that's great. Yeah, here's another one that I got from Alan Black. So yeah, that is very, very nice to see. Very, very nice to see. Very happy for that. So yeah, I'm not sure what else is going on out here. I pretty much showed you everything. I'm pretty sure. Of course, I showed this yesterday. This is my Kaneko that's gonna start blooming soon. It's already got buds coming out there, and it's starting to put up some kikis, which I guess are okay. This is the kiki down there. I'm really happy about my Magdaleni that I just got. You can see it's got a new leaf coming up, and when I look underneath this cork, there's green roots under there, so that's really, really good. Really good. So yeah, but that's pretty much about it. I will say anybody who loves, well, there's a lot of Phalaenopsis out there, but I tell you, this Phalaenopsis right here, Valentii, is so fragrant, so fragrant. And it's got another spike coming out to the back. Another spike over there that's got flowers on it. Very, very nice plant. Fragrant. Fragrant. If you see Phalaenopsis Valentii, get that one. That's a good one to get. Very good. This one as well, if you see this one. This is very, very fragrant. This is a KS Super Zebra Kung Stir. That's a really good one to get. Very, very fragrant. Very fragrant. Even this one up here is nice, but it's not fragrant. It's just beautiful. It's just pretty. Just a pretty thing. So yeah, hopefully I'll be showing you these blooms pretty soon. Yeah, Valentii is fairly large. I mean, it's not as large as the Mock Chow Yu because that has Gigantea in it. But I'm not sure if it gets any bigger than this. You know, it's just about as big as like what a Bellina would be. But the fragrance, oh my gosh, it is so worth it. And the color of the flowers, and it stays so waxy and fresh looking. And the other thing that I like about it is, you know how Bellina, all of these that have these spikes on it that stay on there forever, and then you're sitting there waiting for months and months and months while these spikes develop. Well, what I've noticed about Valentii is that it doesn't take forever for the next flower to come. It doesn't. It seems like as soon as that flower drops, another one will be already open. So that's nice. There really is no drop off in the flowers. And you see this? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I have to deal with. And that's a mess. That is completely a mess. So, I'm probably not going to have a greenhouse. I know. That's from all the water. And one thing I did notice as well was that my shells, or my window sills, I mean, you can see that. I mean, I don't want to pull it up anymore, but you can see That's not good. But it has been, what? Has it been 20 years? 1990. When did I get the greenhouse? It's probably been 20 years. Right, humidity and water, exactly. And that's what I do. So I knew that when I did it. But anyway, I am going to sign off. And now I have to go clean my house since I got all my baby's water. That's first priority is the plants. And now I got to go water the bathroom. Or no, water the bathroom. Clean my bathroom so I can sit my butt on a clean toilet stool. I think that's important too. So, yeah, 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 if I don't fall into the hole. Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of a similarity. Thanks, Nina. You have such a great spirit. And well, there is a drain. Actually, there is a drain that goes down under there and it ends down on the street because it goes under. It drains from our gutters go over and back over the fence. So there's a drain. There is a drain, but this is just from years of watering, about 20 years of watering and humidity. So it's my fault. But that's what happens when you grow orchids, you know. Anyway, I'll have to find something more durable next time. But I am gonna get off of here. I don't think there's anything else to show. Nope. Nope. So you guys have a good day, rest of your day, good weekend, and enjoy your orchids. Thanks for watching. Thanks for showing up and supporting me. I love you all. I will talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks, Nina. Thanks, everybody. Sharon.